right, everybody. So first we'll talk about the trade, then we'll talk about the important message that we have for today. So saw some buying going on, and I actually wanted to get in roundabout over here, and I was a little bit too late, so I canceled my order. But then I still thought that there was opportunity for a long after a while, so I got 3 ticks there, and that's pretty good. We're happy to get those 3 ticks. Also, there's been a kind of a big long move down, so it's kind of anti-overall trend of the day, if you include the overnight sessions and or the European sessions. And although it's like a recent trend up, so thought better just to get out with 3 ticks, which we were happy to get. Now, this is the important message of the continuation of the channel trailer. So, when I said that traders are strong people, strong emotionally, it's 100% true. One cannot let a bad trade or a bad day freak him out and cause him to blow up his account. He has to stay cool. So I said that we can't be embarrassed by our friends or our wives or our partners. In other videos, I said I got partners, whatever. You can't be afraid of people. Sometimes it's embarrassing saying, "Oh, I took a loss," but really, a loss is just one step back from what we hope will be many, 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 many steps forward. So it reminded me of a story that actually I was there. I was at a certain celebration commemorating the tremendous community act that a number of people had done, and they had won an award. And one was actually a general, a very, very hardened soldier, and he received recognition for whatever community service or whatever service that he had done. And the way he said it, I hope it's not taken as in a misogynistic way, but he thanked, I guess, the people that fought with him. This is somebody that's been on secret missions that we probably will never hear of, and has lived to tell a few stories. And he mentioned, and he also wanted to thank his wife, who he said was the only woman that he's scared of. Now, probably most women could kick my what, and but the way he said it was very funny. But I also thought it's just very prudent to mention that part of having a good character, part of being a strong person is not letting people get to you, and also treating people nicely, even if they don't act in a way that we might want them to act. Why am I saying this on a trading video? Because I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying, and I'm sure nobody would think that. I'm sure none of you will think what I'm about to say, that we should be mean to our wives, or we should not respect them, or our partners, or our friends. If you don't, of course, it's natural to be embarrassed by people. Yeah, that's of course, if we don't want to lose, of course it hurts, it stings to lose, it's painful. So when that happens, they're just being people, and we're just being people, and we're people. Most of us do have emotions. Most of us do feel the sting and the pain of a loss. So we have to just not let us get to that, and we have to still just go about our days and our lives doing good and being strong, doing good for other people, doing good for ourselves, doing good for the entire world, and not to let the bad things get to us. And this personal strength that we can develop within ourselves, that is going to make us a better trader. There's this Malcolm Gladwell, in one of his books, he speaks about how traders and soldiers were at some function, at some event, and they naturally hit it off. They had very, very similar things, because we have limited information to work with. We're trying to predict what other people are going to do, and we're trying to predict what's going to happen, and we're trying to make split-second decisions based on that. So that's just something to think about. The whole world is like a battlefield, and our job is to be cool and collected and to be strong. Okay, so the market looks like it's moving, and so we're going to see what's happening. All right, so me being the chicken that I am, I only got 1 tick over here. And I guess it's kind of better for that. I thought that this was going to be a run up, the beginning of a bullish move, and I think it's still set up for that. That there's going to be. I see the price going over here at least. So I'm just curious to see if that's actually going to happen. Yeah, look, it's catching up. Just got to break through whichever sellers over here that sold, and I think that there's a very good chance that we're going to see some upward action. But I have been wrong before, and that's, I guess, why it's better to get out early. So I think I'm going to leave the video running just to see if that is actually the case. I think it's definite. I think based on price action, it's definitely set up for. It's definitely fitting for such a move to happen. But again, you know, on days like this, when you have widened trend down here, and then right when the market opens, you have all of the U.S. hours, you know, making back some of the losses during the European session, and it's still kind of fluctuating here. So I think there's still a good reason to believe that all of this money that came in over here to move the market up is not going to give up so quickly. And I think that, yeah, okay, here we go here. So at the very least, you could have broken even again. Let's see, I got in it. Yeah, and you were down like 11 ticks, and now you're going up. But I guess better safe than sorry. I mean, you know, after it took a while for the price to catch up, so I think a lot of the people that bought over here that's why it stalled momentarily here, at least in terms of what I would trade. It didn't like bounce up, but here we go. So it did bounce up. So I called that. Go for me. Could also be. I'm just reminding everybody, I'm not special. It could be random. You can call a lot of things. You know, somebody over here could say bearish, and somebody over here could say bullish, and I guess, you know, they're both technically right. But we did have this nice bounce up for a couple of points. Without too much of a drawdown for all of you strong traders who are less chicken than I am. So good for you, and we will keep on watching. Okay, so I got a tick over here, and it went up like a couple points. This all goes towards my hypothesis that any trade I take, you should just stay in longer and not be a chicken like me. But actually, I got to my trading terminal a little bit late today, and I'm slightly distracted. So, which is my own fault. So that's why I'm making these videos, because how embarrassing is it that I can't even stay tuned to pay attention today. But I did get back home a little bit later this morning than I normally do, so kind of like had to rush in here. So okay, that's my fault. I had a strong reason to believe that the market was going higher, and look at it fly up there. So instead of just getting one tick, I could have gotten like 4 ticks, 5 ticks. Oh wow, it's just really going up there. So I mean, and you can see that I called it based on my entry and my exit there that are listed on the chart. So one thing that I actually didn't do, and maybe I will have to start doing, which I said I was going to do yesterday, was making a Google Sheets of my profits and my losses. So that is, I guess, what I'm going to work on now. I had reason to believe that the market was going higher, and it did. So really making its move higher. Good for me for being such a chicken. I mean, look, you can add 6 points here. All right, so I'm going to have to go find some chicken food or something else that chickens do. And seeing as I'm making these videos to try to be honest with myself, I'm going to stop making that joke, because it's time that I do something about it, which is make Google Sheet stock. All right, that's exactly what I'm going to do right now.
substantial
So
resources
I was just
because
listening
people
to
were
the Fed
commuting all the
speak.
time to their workplaces. So
Pretty interesting.
thinking
I
about
think I'm gonna
that
actually
kind
listen to more
of
of them,
difference
perhaps.
in our expenditure
Uh,
across different types of
so
services is
we
going to
have
be
this kind
important.
of
Let me say one more thing
bearish
where I
day
think
in the
the
overall
promise
trend,
of remote work is great,
kind of getting back
which
to where
is
the opening is.
one of the great
And
problems
so it's
we've
a kind of overall
had
bearish for the day,
in
neutral
the
for the day,
US in
bearish for
terms of
the
the destruction of
overall
economic activity
session.
is the fact that
So,
housing is
but
not
it
been
still kind of seemed
the
that
big
the buying was easing up. So I
centers
took one
where
or
we've seen
two
productivity
plus
grow.
one ticks, and then
And
again, as
so,
our rule
you
seems to
know,
be etched in
to the
stone. So
extent
even though
that
this went down
suddenly
about
workers
2
don't have to move
points,
to these centers
but
in
it
order
went
to do
straight
that
back up
work,
again. Now,
that
these are kind of counter trend
eases that
trades, which are
constraint,
not my favorite
or
to
has the
take.
potential at
As I
least to,
said, that it seems to be the
soften
general
that constraint in
consensus
an
is to go with
important
the
way.
trend,
And just building more
and because that
housing
is the general
in,
consensus, so I think there's
Silicon
more of a chance
Valley,
of
of
a
course,
profit.
that
Although
would
I
be a
don't
great
know
policy
if
in
there's any
principle,
science
but
that
we all understand that there's a lot of
supports that.
issues and political
And the main thing
constraints,
seems to
etc.,
be money
local
management.
political constraints
So maybe now we're
to
going to
make
just
that
wait
happen. So
for
to the extent that that doesn't
trades
happen,
that go
this is an
with
alternative
the
way to
trend.
solve some of these issues and get
Okay,
workers to enjoy
and
some of the productivity in
that's
those
it for
sectors that
now.
otherwise.
All right, so over here, I ended up taking one more trade for a +1, and then I went to go get traded. Then I went to go get some lunch. So where I guess once I start to take the Google Sheets seriously, maybe we'll have some better data in order to try to be more confident in the overall goal to reach to be able to take more than one profit, more than one tick profit. But it's not so bad now because today we ended up net of commissions with about 6 ticks. That's net of commissions, so that's pretty good. That's a pretty decent day. All right, so let's try to keep our eyes posted and have a good day trading.